inspirational. Turn your radios. Sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. You gotta sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. If you want that grown and inspirational, then turn your radio to the Four Corner Show. Hot and spicy topics, come enjoy the show. So let's get personal on the Four Corner Show. Relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. You gotta sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. If you want that inspirational, then turn your radios.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. The second Tuesday of September. This is September, right?
Yep. September.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm like
on this planet.
I'm like, wait, is it Christmas yet? Like, okay, yes, this is September. So we thank you guys for joining us here on Four Corners with myself, along with Mark A. Walker and Michael Upshaw. And my name is Pepper Thomas. And excited for you guys to be here. You know, I'm looking over here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep, very well. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I was in the 17th and a half district or not.
You'll make me pay for that, aren't you? You are in Texas, so that's why I say that. How was your weekend, Miss Pepper Thomas?
Oh, no, did you? I was just asking the question, but thank you for asking. My weekend was good. I had a good weekend. Had someone to come into town and had a great time. So it was good. Exhausted.
Oh, great.
I look a little bit tired. I need to get some more rest, but I'm good. I'm good.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. How was yours?
It was great. Played in church several times. This is a great week. It was just a great week, great weekend. Won't complain. Just you don't always have good weekends when you're busy, but this was a good weekend. It was good, busy but relaxing.
Good. Yeah. So hopefully the rest of the year will be smooth sailing. But I think when the holidays come up, it just gets busier. So who knows? And Mr. Upshaw, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. It was fabulous. I went, guess where I went, Mark?
Where'd you go, buddy?
Where did you go, buddy?
I was in Austin, Texas,
Oh my
visiting
God.
our co-host.
Oh, wow. That would be Miss Pepper Thomas.
17 and
So
a
she
half.
showed you the city, the 17 and a half district that is?
Let me tell you something, bro. I went to the gym today, got on the scale. I think I gained 5 pounds. It's so much food out there. I mean,
So did you eat a lot of lamb chops or chicken wings? Which one was it?
Nobody got no lamb chops in
well,
no
I
Texas.
want
We
to
got beef.
give a shout out to a restaurant that Pepper took me over to, Salt. They had the greatest food.
Oh, really?
Had to go back twice.
Oh, wow. So it's like soul food or something? Or what kind of food was it? What did you eat?
It's seafood
had
mixed with Asian.
Fried like all kind of catfish and fried rice, and I mean there was so much. I mean, it was just good food, man. Shrimp.
Oh, great.
Salt, pepper, shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we
Y'all
went
did it
to
up.
another place called
Whip my soul.
Whip My Soul. Yes.
Oxtails, chicken wings.
Really? Okay. So I'm imagining this was a soul food place.
Whip
Yeah.
my soul.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm just saying,
Whip
make
my
it clear
soul.
with clarity. Okay. All right. Sounds great.
Yeah, and I, like I said, we just had a good time, and thank Pepper for showing me around, and went to the radio station, got a chance to watch her, and I want to thank everybody over at KAZI, and she's the person over there, and
I know. I mean,
yeah,
she is a celebrity, so I mean, come on.
and
We know
I am
better.
not a celebrity.
Reverend Lemuel and
Sure.
all the people, other people that I met there, and the family, and we just had a good time,
Oh, great.
it was just a good time out there.
Great. How was the weather? Was it really extremely hot, or everything was good weather-wise? How was the weather?
Weather was perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
80 degrees.
Weather was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you again. Texas, Austin, Texas. Love you out there. Yes.
Great. We do things big in Texas, as you know.
Mark.
That's what we do.
Those chicken wings, man, I'm telling you.
Incoming voice call.
I'm not saying nothing. Okay. No chicken wings.
Yeah. So, you would have lost your mind out there with the chicken wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the list next time I'm there.
Yeah.
I apologize. I got a phone call. I was like,
I was waiting for you to say something. That's why I didn't say anything.
I was like, oh man. Like, okay, turn your volume down. I was about to say something, and it's good that the phone rang, because I was about to say something about Reggie in the background. We talking about food, and Reggie over there feeding his face. Like, he is not slow down.
You mean our guest is eating right now?
Reggie got the nerve to be eating. Y'all can't see it, but I can see it. He's like going in like.
That's hilarious.
So it's good to know, and now he's laughing. So it's good to know that I'm not the only one that does that on camera. You know, when I eat, I go in. I'm like, I don't care, because I'm eating. That's what you do when you eat, right? You don't care. You eat. So thank you, Reggie. I'm not the only one on the earth that does that.
Is he eating chicken, Pepper?
No, I think he was eating a banana before. What you got? What you got, Reggie? Oh, he's drinking some water now.
Oh, okay.
I bet he said, man, she's here. He bottle of water. So y'all, we thank you guys for joining us. We do this twice a month, and lately it's been on Tuesdays, like every other Tuesday. So we thank y'all for joining us. If you're just now chiming in and just looking, please subscribe to our YouTube page, Four Corners with Pepper Thomas, and ring the bell. Like, subscribe, and share, and tell everyone about this platform that we have. So I am so happy to. I did a thing that I sometimes do when I'm not familiar with artists. I'm a crammer. So I cram it in at the last minute to try to absorb it, because I have so many things going on in my brain, and it works for me. I look at the paper, get it in, because you're gonna say someone else's bio and you're gonna call them someone else. So I try to do it at the last minute. So I hate that I waited to the last minute, because this gentleman's music, I was blown away. I'm a guitar person, right? I'm a guitar person and a piano person. This guy, man, between him and Mark, I don't know. I think we need to do a little. You got your bass, Mark?
It's in the trunk of the car.
Okay, get it out. No, okay, everyone, let me introduce to some, or to everyone who doesn't know who he is. But this is the infamous Mr. Reggie Parker. Welcome to the Hot Pepper.
Yes, Mr. Reggie Parker.
The Four Corners of Pepper Thomas and Mark and Michael Upshaw.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Can you hear me good?
Yes.
So Mr. Reggie. So you're gonna get three names. I'm gonna call you Reggie, the whole interview. May I ask, what were you eating?
I was eating some Chipotle chips. I push the salt off before I do it, though.
Yeah, the Chipotle chips. And did you have the queso with it?
No, I had Chipotle earlier with a salad bowl.
Oh, nice.
I saved the chips for later.
Okay.
I didn't know I was saving them for your show, but
yeah, you didn't know I was watching. I was like, Reggie is tearing it in. He's like, I could eat. He's like, let me get
money's worth.
Hello, I know that's right. Well, we thank you for coming on Four Corners. We're excited to have you, because you're an icon in the music world. I hate that I'm just now finding out about you, but I'm glad at the same time, because now I can incorporate what you're doing, because your music is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Mark A. Walker.
Thank you, Miss Pepper Thomas. I lead off most of these shows, Reggie. So, man, you've had an incredible career. I've been watching you for a very long time. I'll say it like that. You've made your mark in gospel music. I'm sure everything you've done has affected every church musician on this planet for the last 3 decades.
Wow.
Playing with Hezekiah Walker, which was one of the leading choirs that many of us grew up on, late 80s going into now. So I'll leave it at that. You've had an impeccable career. Like I said, no musicians have, I don't think, bass player wise, other than, the Abraham Laborios or Goucher or whatever. But as far as church musicians, I don't think anybody's had an effect on church musicians like you have. I can say that boldly. And I'm sure my peers, I'm sure Andrew Goucher would agree with me, because of the albums you played on with Hezekiah and then eventually, James Hall. But give us a short, not even short, just give us a tidbit of your humble beginnings to this point.
Ooh, well, I used to live in Brooklyn, Canarsie, Brooklyn. That's where I grew up with my parents and my brother. That's where I fell in love with bass. I saw Bishop Jeffrey White play bass, and that gave me the desire to play. And I was terrible. I didn't really know what the bass was supposed to do. I just knew I wanted to play. I had to tune my own way. But I was resilient. I think God saw that, and he saw that I really wanted it. And he blessed me. One morning I woke up and I knew how to tune it. I studied. I listened to all genres. Please, gospel musicians, stop just studying gospel. You got to study every genre so you'll be a fluent musician. And that's what I did. And I had no idea that I was gifted. All my aunts and uncles just say, you play that guitar, you pretty good. They just went over my head, yeah, whatever. And I did it for the love. I love being a bass player. I love the bass, man. It was just in my heart. I love music. I love all kinds of music. And I had no idea none of this would happen, man. I had no clue. I did all that stuff with Love Fellowship and everybody else. I didn't think anybody cared until Facebook came about and people started messaging me. And I'm reading these messages like, what? Y'all got the right guy? Oh, man, your music is just inspiring. I was on my deathbed and I heard How Much You Can Bear intro. And I'm getting this stuff left and right when Facebook came about and they realized it was me. I'm showing my wife. I said, you believe this stuff? I couldn't believe it. I was mortified that people cared about my playing because I didn't create that stuff for fanfare. I created it because it was just what I did, just to make the song the best it could be. It was no parade afterwards. We just went to the next song. So I think that's nowadays it's a lot of people, do it for attention and you don't do it for the love. You got to first do it for the love. You got to do it that's because it's in your heart. And if God has it in him for you to be praised for it down the road, then that will happen. But you got to first do it for the love. You got to put that camera, that phone down. And if it's just you in the room, you got to enjoy the experience. And I think that's what's missing now. Wow. I could talk, so y'all going to have to shut me up. I got the gift again.
Oh, no, we want to hear you. This is talking about the humble beginnings of Reggie Parker to this point, man, and you can't say nothing wrong in this area right now. This is about you right now.
All right. Well, I played on a lot of gospel records for free, and I didn't care because I knew that I was learning. Each project was a learning experience, and I knew something big was coming. And I told my father, I think I need a new bass because I'm starting to get a lot of calls. And that's when I got my red Pinza made for me in 1992. And once I got that, it's like once I touched that bass, the lightning from God came and just anointed that bass in my musical career. Because once I got that bass, it was like everything just started. Do you understand that I played on Hezekiah Walker's Live in Atlanta project, which was I Will Go in Jesus' Name. And that same year, I also played on King James Hall Worship and Praise God's in Control project. Then the next year, I played on Hezekiah, How Much We Can Bear project. And that same year, I played on James Hall King of Glory project. 4 iconic projects in less than 2 years.
Wow.
That's mind-blowing to me. Because when you listen to the songs on there, it's like, wow. That's you, man. But you got to be ready for your moment. So that's why you got to keep practicing and just studying and practicing and studying. So when that phone rings, because Hezekiah asked me to be a part of Live in Atlanta. I didn't ask for that.
Mm.
And that's what I tell a lot of people. He asked me, and that made it even more special. Because people
Wow.
think most musicians are begging. Hey, Mike, can you put me down? Yo, Mike, I want to play for your group. It's a big difference when he approaches me. Hey, Reg, I want you to play a track on my project.
Wow.
So, that's how that worked out. Yeah, I'm blessed. And now that I'm 57, sometimes I sit, you see the sun. This is the time of day where the sun hits me in the back. It's like that special God moment. Sometimes I turn around and I just stare out the window and I shake my head because I still can't believe that I'm still getting attention for what I did 29, 30 years ago. It's not real.
Wow.
And I'm getting a documentary being made on me right now.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we shoot episode 2 on Friday. I got a documentary being made on Reggie Parker.
So when is it supposed to be released?
If it's not going to be this year, it's going to be early January.
Okay.
I would definitely keep you guys posted.
Mm-hmm.
We did an episode in August outside. It was amazing. The questions they asked me. I was in shock. I said, wow, you got a documentary? They're making a documentary on me. And, I told my brother, you know how brothers are. So I can't tell you what he said, but making a documentary on this knucklehead. I said, yeah, they are. You believe that?
Well, if you ever want to take anything that's said in this interview today to be a part of the documentary, we would so appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind. But that's my humble beginnings, Mark. It happened pretty quick. I mean, I could go on with it.
Oh, no, we won't know. And I guess because a lot of the listeners, or eventually who will hear this, like a lot of younger musicians, sometimes don't understand that there's a process to where we are. There was no overnight success. There was no, I got a call and I played in front of 20, 50,000 people and I'm just going to be touring for the next 30 years. That, you did the free, not just the free concerts and the free recordings, you did free church services. You did concerts, you played, you're supposed to get paid. And that ended up being free because they didn't have your money. I mean, they don't understand that, some, not all, but some don't understand that this process. And like you said, you did it for the love of the music, which is why it didn't affect you. You didn't stop because one person mistreated you or did you wrong, because the world of music is very big. Outside of church as well as inside the church, and fail to realize that people outside the church sometimes listen to church musicians, because it's why a lot of our musicians are playing other genres of music, because we homegrown our own musicians that seem to adapt to pretty much any situation musically. So now we need to hear that, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that.
That's where I'm outspoken about bass players today, because I just love the passion, man. It's a passion for this. You got to have the passion. And like you said, I don't think people understand that you can't become a bass player or a musician overnight. You got to pay the toll. You got to cross that bridge. And they trying to skip that part. And then what they don't realize is, as you keep driving down your journey, you're gonna realize, dang, I missed that part back there. Now I don't know how to create bass line. I don't know how to play a groove. I don't know how to lock with the drum. Yeah, because you was going too fast and you skipped that. That's like with arithmetic. How you gonna skip 1 and 1 is 2, or 2 and 2 is 4, 3 and 3 is 6. Once you get to statistics, you got to understand the beginning part of arithmetic to pass the harder part. So social media messed a lot of musicians up, because it made them think they were better than what they were. Just because you could play just the two of us does not mean that you are a bass player. It's way more to it than that. You can't listen to your followers and say, oh, Pepper, you're the greatest bass player I ever heard in my life. No, you're not. You got to understand that that's what they're saying to make you feel better. It's just too much social media. Me and Mark, we came up in a time there was no social media. Mark didn't have his camera up in them Richard Smallwood sessions. Mark was trying to figure out how to play. Total praise the way Richard said play.
Right.
There's no time to go live. Hey, everybody check me out. No. Turn that phone off. So now everything is live because everybody wants the attention. Look at me, Mike. I'm doing something. I'm special.
Right.
These are grown-ups, Pepper. What? How do we go? How did grown-ups become so childish again? We going backwards.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody's like, look at me, look at me. I'm going shopping at Target. Have fun.
And still not communicating when they see you because no one is looking at each other in the eyes.
Oh my
Wow.
God, that's a
They're
podcast.
communicating next door to each other, texting, going, "Hey, I just text you something." It's like, well, can you just tell me because I'm right here? Yeah.
That's a podcast all by itself.
Wow.
There's no this anymore. Everything is people got their phone ready to go everywhere they go. This is the motion right here. It never leaves this right here. It's amazing, man.
Wow.
Sad. I don't know. It's not going to change anytime soon. How do we fix this?
Yeah. Well, I think the generation that's coming up is they're not us, because I'm 59, so I grew up in a time where when social media was like, I think it's just gonna get worse.
I'm glad we didn't have it. I'm so glad I didn't have it during my musical career. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No distractions. Just this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on in my mind. No phone. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I noticed you said understanding the concept. You had said on your live, which is interesting. You said people do not understand the concept of their instrument.
I meant every word of it. That's the part of moving too fast. People are moving too fast. Mm-hmm. When social media, especially Instagram, came about, a lot of bass players in gospel they were playing bump shouting music on their bass really fast, and they were trying to get a lot of attention that way. Mm-hmm. And that became a fad. People are a human see, human do world. Mm-hmm. I see you do it, I got to do it. I see Mark do it. Oh, I'm doing it too. Who's Mark? That's how we think. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were skipping the basics. Mm-hmm. And then as time went on, as that faded away, you could tell that they weren't true bass players. They didn't learn the concept of truly what a bass is supposed to do. They skipped Good Times. They skipped Ain't No Stopping Us Now. They skipped Just to Touch the Love. They skipped Billie Jean. All those songs. We can go on forever with the bass lines of the 80s and 90s. They skipped that. And they just went to now. And now there's no bass lines. So now they're playing the guitar, they're playing lead lines, they're playing chords, they're playing cover tunes. They're not practicing the bass the way it should be. That's why today you don't hear those bass lines, Pepper, from the 80s, the 90s. Wow. They're gone. You don't hear no bass lines that make you play air bass. They're gone. Yeah. Everybody, nobody remembers. They can't even say that.
Yeah. How do you spell it? I don't know.
But we live in an attention-based world, so everybody's trying to do something to get attention. Look at me. I'm the greatest. Just say something on my feet, anything.
Wow.
Let me get some more followers. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have all the followers in the world, but your resume gonna look like the back of this receipt. Mm-hmm.
No one's calling you.
Ain't nothing on here. No. So
wow.
Yeah,
so I want to play a song by you, and I want to take it back to 2017. You're like, what is it gonna be?
Oh, I know it's something I wrote.
Well, maybe not.
Okay.
You're like, okay, no, it's something you wrote. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, okay, what is it then, Pepper? Let's go back to
Renaissance Man.
The Renaissance Man, yes. And this song right here caught my ear. Not my eye, but my ear. This is A Sultry Night in Aruba. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Here it is, y'all. This is Reggie Parker along with, is it Naja or Naja Lewis?
Naja
Lewis. Okay, here it is, you guys.
You setting the mood early.
It's 3 a.m. You're laying on the beach in Aruba.
Ooh, all right.
The warm ocean waters begin soaking both of your bodies as the moon illuminates her face, revealing a look of anticipation.
And it happens.
Then it happens.
The moon is bright, the time is right. It's something I know. Na 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 na. It's something I know.
Setting a mood 5:30 in
Yes,
the
sir.
afternoon.
But guess what? It's 3 a.m. somewhere. Just not where we're at.
I just came from Aruba.
You just came from Aruba?
Went there on vacation, but I was there for a week.
Did you play the
wow.
song while you were there? Did you say, let me play my song?
Well, that's where I wrote it. I took my then girlfriend to Aruba back in the 90s. And that's where that inspiration came from to write it many years later. I remember Aruba had a little special time in Aruba. You know, it had to be special. Listen to that intro. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was conversation. Let's conversate before.
All right now.
Conversation.
Nice.
Well, Reggie, I'm excited, man. Thank you again, man. Can't thank you enough for being a part of our podcast. I had so many questions. You don't know that I'm talking since last week, man. There's just a lot of things I want to ask you. I had so many. I started writing stuff down, and I'm trying to pick out which one I want to ask and everything. But would you care to elaborate on the evolution of music from an artistic standpoint, and comparing the current scenario with the past era?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I think that we have some incredible musicians these days, especially coming out younger and younger and be able to play not just one instrument, they play multiple instruments and play them incredibly well. I just think that now they don't really have the way to be utilized. There's so many of them, you know, that music is not written the way it used to when we were coming up in any of the genres. So it seemed like back then, gospel was written a different way. It allowed the band to really groove, like Mark can attest to. It just allowed us that opportunity to express ourselves as a band, as an individual. Now the gospel is written different. It doesn't sit long enough for you to really groove. It's constantly moving. Back in our time, it was an A and a B and a C section. Now it's a D and an E and an F. It's 6 different parts. So it's just different. But it's a lot of talented people. But once again, the social media aspect is really hurting musicians because everybody's competing for attention. The music world doesn't really have room for everybody to go on tour because there's not enough artists for everybody to go on tour. So you may have to write your own music to get your name out there and pray that people will listen to it, because people don't listen to music. It'll seem like we love music like we loved it coming up with. When artists dropped music, all of us, we had cassettes, we had 8 tracks, we had CDs, we had all that stuff. And we utilized it. When records would come out, we would listen to the whole thing. Now those days is over. People not listening to music like that. And it's sad. And Mark, even got musicians don't seem like they love music like that anymore. They love their phone. They love Facebook. They love IG. They love TikTok. Do they love being a musician?
Wow.
Really? You don't really see that love. It's just this, what's going on with my man up? Put that crack pipe down, man.
Wow.
That crack pipe is messing you up, and you have to see that for yourself. I went to school, got my master's degree in social work, and I see things now with a different lens. I see so many musicians that are anxious. They have anxiety. They can't sit still. They can't think straight. They constantly moving. You hear it and they playing because they don't have no discipline, and it's not their fault. Anxiety comes from several different things, stress, trauma. But it's a lot of that in the music world these days, and it's showing in they playing. And it's just so much going on that I see with my eyes now as a therapist that I didn't see when I didn't have this degree, didn't have this training.
Well, what as far as the creative side of music, I don't know. Maybe you can talk about this as well. But we have access to all of the software now. And do you think some of the feeling has been lost because you have software that you can use, like all these different DAWs, as opposed to back in the 70s and the 80s, the 90s, where you had those iconic bass lines like you talked about, like "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." Got to give a shout out to my man. He passed away some years ago. His name is Jimmy Williams. That actually played that bass line. On "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." We all grew up together, played together, and he's from Camden, New Jersey, and he played on a lot of the Philadelphia International recordings. And Bob Babbitt, Ronnie Baker. But you had these iconic bass players like the Bootsy Collins, the Larry Grahams, and a lot of the music has changed now. So do you think the industry has improved in today's context, or compared to the past? Are we missing something, music?
We're missing a lot, and no, it has not improved. Music is trash these days, bro. It's terrible. And R&B, what is R&B compared to what we know? Have you heard the R&B now?
Right.
It's horrible. They're not talking about nothing. Everything is sexual. I mean, yeah, Marvin Gaye wrote sexual songs, but they made sense. These songs, it's like you could tell they never really experienced love. You can't write a love song if you ain't never been loved.
Wow.
It's impossible. How you writing these songs aren't love? The gospel, like I said, the CCM aspect. I can't understand how Black folk allow CCM to come into the church and just ruin gospel. I see maybe they thought they can cross over and get some more money. It didn't work. It destroyed gospel. Gospel is not good right now. R&B is not good right now. Jazz isn't what it was. Now everybody's trying to be smooth jazz and not be who they are. They want to get played on the smooth jazz tip. You can hear it. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Just be you. That's not you. And a lot of people just not doing what's in their heart. You got to do what's in your heart first. All the guys that came that you mentioned, James Brown did what was in his heart. Michael Jackson did what was in his heart. Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Green. Then that's what they became icons. You got to start with your heart. You can't just do it because everyone else is doing it. Even look at rap. Rap was influencing a lot of stuff back in the day. Rap is terrible. Right. It's terrible. Even the songs that had cursing in it back in the day was still killing because it was put together in a musical way. It was really nice. But I don't know what's going on, Mike. This conversation is had every week. I have it with all top-notch, iconic musicians. Like, what's going on? I don't know. But it helps me because it makes my time period of gospel stand out even more.
Wow.
So it's crazy, man. The stuff I tried to listen to gospel in my truck, the Sirius XM one. I couldn't do it. I started to get sleepy. I said, this is gospel used to be my favorite genre, guys. I used to love God. That's what drew me to be a musician. And now I'm listening to it in my truck now. I said, what in the world is this? Mm-hmm. Every song is just depressing. Mm-hmm. Everybody stand and put your hands together. Why you want me to stand up for a slow song?
Yeah.
Why? Repeat a word for 20 minutes.
When I go to church,
y'all killing me right there.
Stand up and y'all sing the slowest CCM song ever on earth. Why am I standing up?
In case people don't know, tell them what is CCM.
Christian contemporary music. Well, yeah, that's what it means. Christian contemporary music. But that started in the white church. Let's just say what it is. And then it moved into the black church. And now it's deep into the black church. Mm-hmm. And it's just it really changed gospel for a bad way. We got rid of our choirs because of CCM. Now you just have praise teams doing CCM. They want to jump up and down like they on a YouTube video in a regular old gospel Baptist church. That ain't gonna work because the Baptist people ain't coming there for that. They want to hear traditional Timothy Wright hymns. They want to hear all that stuff. So choir directors, you guys got to do a better job of picking songs for your situation. Read the room. Stop trying to look, dope on Sunday morning just for your social media feed, and do what's best for your situation.
Well, you had mentioned also about which is interesting, and you have a point when you were speaking of the music on Sunday morning. Like the choirs are practicing all week long, and then they want you to come in early to practice before the service. And then the songs are just like, it's too much, it's too difficult. It's like, how come the song can't be just simple? Why do you have to go? Yeah.
They hate me because I say the same stuff over and over. I don't understand it. I play for a church now because they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. That's why I played it. Because I hadn't played for a church in like 6 years, Mark. I just told you I had it. My guy called me up and I said, "Oh, you gonna pay me that? Okay,
I'll do it. Yeah.
We can work something out." But then I said, "Listen, bro, these songs every week, 4, 5, 6 songs every week is a bit much. Why are you singing this in a Baptist church? Rich Tarbit and Ty Tribute songs are not that simple. These people, read the room. You got a lot of 50, 60, you got a lot of 70-year-olds out here. They don't care about Rich Tarbit. As soon as y'all sing Thank You from Hawkins, everybody go crazy. They standing up with their canes. Because that's the songs that they love. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you start singing this contemporary stuff, they like, what are y'all doing? So, I mean, Pepper, I've been doing this a long time, and the choir directors got to do a better job of reading their situation, because the repertoire, as Mark knows, for gospel is deep as the deepest part of the ocean in the world. You got a repertoire of simple, traditional songs that you could sing, different ones for the next 6 straight months. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason for the band to be going crazy to try to learn all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Choir members that can barely sing, trying to sing Total Praise like the record, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going on. I don't want to sound like that old man on the lawn, but one thing when I speak, I'm not talking nonsense. I'm talking, if I'm saying something, it's going to have some reality to it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think when I try to put some certain things in perspective, I hear people every year, and I mean, please don't beat me up, y'all, because I know all 3 of y'all can beat me up on this next statement. People feel like they're going to the next level, right, and therefore they think on the next level they need to find something that sounds different than what we've had to get us to this point. So I start realizing, like you said, I think a lot of the songs they couldn't relate to because certain people just never experienced God on that level. And I'm not going to say bad anything about any genre, really CCM or even gospel music, but there are certain songs in gospel music that certain people couldn't sing because they didn't experience that. And I think same thing on the CCM side. It was just I got to say it was the easy way out. And that was my opinion of it initially when I heard people start singing a lot of it. It was just easier to grab that because I can teach that 3-part harmony. Even though it has 7 sections for the band, a lot of the vocal stuff was the same throughout the whole song. So it was easy to grab that. And then it sounds like we're going to the next level. And you throw some lights, you throw some smoke on the stage, and it appeared that we were doing something that we had never did before. But at the end result was no one got delivered, no one got healed.
Yes, sir.
It was a 17-minute, I gotta say it, almost performance.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not throwing shade at anybody because it can happen even in gospel songs. We've seen people try to sing regular gospel, those gospel songs that we grew up on. They weren't equipped enough to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that you still need to deal with the things that you're able to accomplish. And because it's a top 40 song in gospel, don't mean that your choir or your praise team can sing it or pull it off. You got to stick within the realms of the limitations that we all have, and do what's best for your church choir, for your praise team and your band. Because it just seems like you said, we learn these 5-6 songs, everything got licks and tricks, there are 8 parts musically to it. And musicians are drained, whether you paying them or not. It's a lot of work.
That part.
And then you don't even enjoy it. That's the other part that people keep forgetting about doing the music. We did it in the past because we didn't get paid. We enjoyed doing it. Now you're not enjoying doing it. And that is the worst thing in the world, is to play a song that you ain't enjoying or you can connect to.
Ladies and
it's not ministry. I just got to say it.
We can.
It's that because part of the ministry, you're going to connect to one of the songs, but when the whole set, you don't like none, you don't connect to none, then it doesn't feel that way. And so this is where we get what we get.
It's not enjoyable.
We can end this podcast right there. He just preached the word right there. When you get to the part where you are not enjoying it, ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. And he said the money. I keep telling everybody, it's not the money. It's not going to keep you happy.
That's not.
And listen, I'm 57. When I have free time, Pepper, do you think I want to sit here and be on YouTube hitting the rewind button for 30 minutes trying to learn these songs?
Nope. I don't want to do it. I'll be like,
And then when Mark, even if a choir sings total praise and they're not the best singer, the church is still going to go up in praise because the song is so powerful. If you sing Stand, powerful. There's certain songs that just got that power. And it's like he said, there's no 8 tricks and all this. You don't need all that. So to answer the question, I don't know where we go with gospel right now. I'm playing for a church now. I try to have fun, but that aspect of trying to keep up with these new songs is a problem. And I make that known because I'm not going to got my tongue. And if I'll do it as long as I can, but once, like Mark said, he nailed it. Once I feel like I'm not happy, you gotta go, because the pastor told me, he said, hey, you're 57, you're closer to the end than you are the beginning. I said, wow, you're right. He said, you better enjoy every day you get, bro. That hit me hard. That was straight reality. He said, you closer to the end than you are the beginning.
Well, Reggie, real quick, to go back to something that you had said, and this just came to me. This wasn't a question that I had even put down. But now it makes me wonder, should we ask the question as far as the music, the feel of the music, as opposed to the 70s, 80s, and 90s compared to now? If R&B has lost some of that feel, it's not the same, then go to gospel. How much is being lost in the gospel industry, in the gospel music, and has it now become, even the word is even being affected as far as the communication that we have? Because back then there was communication going on between the choir and the congregation. There was a word in those messages. Not saying that there's not a word in the messages now, but now it has it gone from actual testimony and everything, prayer, now to entertainment.
It's entertainment.
And that part, we're not actually communicating with the music, is not affecting the congregation. The word is not going forth anymore because now it's all visual.
Well, these new songs don't seem like they really affect the congregation. Jonathan Nelson and his brother, they always write some. If you listen to their songs, they write some really incredible songs. The lyrics are incredible. There still are some incredible lyricists in gospel who stick to the word and what the word says in their songs. So there's still some good gospel out there, but overall it's changed so much. I don't know what happened. Maybe everyone's trying to adapt to the now times and not write the way it used to be when Mark and I were playing on records. It's different. The songs don't have that same power. And it's even the bounce, the grooves, the stuff I played with Hezekiah. You don't hear that anymore. You know, you don't hear that funky "I'll fly away." You don't hear "Jesus is my help," "Wonderful is your name." You don't hear any of those type of things. That's why those songs are still iconic right now. People are not writing stuff like that anymore. And, you know, I was blessed to come up in a time where I had a lot of confidence. So I wasn't scared to say, hey, I got a bass intro for the song. You want to hear it? Here it goes. So I would try it and teach it, and it worked out. I came up with "How Much You Can Bear," "Jesus Is My Help," "Wonderful Is Your Name," "God of a Second Chance," "King of Glory," all of that stuff. So as a musician, you can't be scared to hear the word no. You got it. I would say this to the musicians of now, even though we have CCM, you guys have the power to change it. Just because a producer teaches a song this way doesn't mean that's how you have to record it. You got to have the heart to say, Mark, I'm not hearing it like that. Let's try this. When David Fraser taught "How Much You Can Bear," it was just a regular intro. So I said, nah, that's not going to be the intro. I got a better intro. And then I came up with the intro for that song. But you gotta, if you think you are good at what you do, you can't be scared to fail. Right. Try something new. You got to try new things. And that's how those songs, 70s and 80s, became iconic. Those cats were probably in the studio flipping all sorts of songs back and forth until they got it right. Billie Jean, I heard, was mixed 99 different times.
Wow.
99.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that was their musical bar was so high of perfection. See, the musical bar now is like, you can't even see my hand anymore.
Not much is required. Yeah.
Not much is required. And we hear it all the time in music. People just adapt to what's going on now. So, I mean, it's sad to see.
Someone, let's see, PJ Patrick said, I like the new age positive gospel. Now, that's interesting that he said that. It's like new age positive gospel.
What is that?
Like, what is that? New age positive gospel.
So there's a negative gospel?
What is I guess new age is now. That's new age, because when I was coming up.
Well, it's CCM. It's CCM, but I think it's probably CCM mixed with a little pop to it.
R&B,
yeah, a little pop to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I've been told and what I've seen in the past, as in recent past, I'm thinking it's sort of along those lines.
Like
and like I said, the music isn't bad. I think what Reggie was saying is, it's not that the music is terrible, because we enjoy them. We have great musicians everywhere that's playing well. But when you're talking about putting a record together, putting something together to affect everyone, because the records we played on back then, and not talking old new, because I think there's some songs that, like you said, we still have some great lyricists who write songs and musicians. But back then we concentrated on writing songs for everyone, because we were all dealing with some of the same things. Therefore, we wanted to make a song that touched everyone, and that everyone could, most could actually play. Those who were skilled enough to play. And it was done for one reason. It was for the glory of God. We didn't go in the studio and say, oh, when they hear this at bar 74, it's going to make everybody trip out because we're going to do this musical lick here, blah, blah, blah. And everybody had more say in it. Now the producers, a lot of producers today, it's pretty much one guy saying, this is how it's going to go. Play it like this, blah, blah, blah. So therefore, it sounds great, but everybody now is a machine. They're not even playing from the heart. They're only playing from what's being told to them. And we all know when somebody tells you what to do, you don't flow. You can't flow when somebody else is in your ear.
Nope.
If God ain't in your ear and somebody else, you don't flow spiritually in any genre of music. It has to come from you because everybody plays differently. But if you're telling me you got to play the bass, you've been in those sessions. God told me to play the bass line just like that. I played just like that. Then he heard a Richard song or whoever, or Vicky Winans song. I think it was already been the voice. I want something like that. I said, well, that was me. I came up with that. Stephen Ford let me play what I heard. So therefore, I'm not hearing what you're hearing, but since you're paying me and you told me that you're telling me that you're paying me to play what you want me to play, I'm playing what you told me to play. But would I play it like this? Nah, I wouldn't play it like this. So therefore,
Right.
I'm giving you, and you don't even like you when you hear it.
Yeah, Stephen.
And I think that's what it is, And even with the singers, I mean, a lot of times I even say we got even more talented singers now. But when a singer's being told exactly what to sing at every area of the song, that's not them singing.
Right.
I can't believe the two people are thinking the exact same way throughout the whole song. It's like, let the lead singer sing and be who they are.
Right.
Yeah, but you may not like everything they do, but let them be them so they can. It's nothing like singing or playing an instrument without worrying about somebody sitting over your shoulder.
Right.
And I think that's what we're listening to. We're listening to perfection. Sonically, it sounds good, but spiritually, music is spiritual. No one's really playing the music. They're being told. So I think that's the difference. And like I said, we got a lot more talented musicians now, but when you're being told what to do, we've never heard them play spiritually. Most of the guys I've heard play that I played with, they've been told what to play, whether it's church, records, or whatever.
Yeah.
My thing is, if they were put on a spot to play what I played or play Total Praise, could they have the discipline to pull off what Richard said to play, on Total Praise? That's my thing, because Mark, nowadays they running amok. There's no correction. Everybody's sensitive. You can't say nothing to nobody. And if that's the case, you're going to have a train wreck, because you're never going to be taught the correct way. Bro, Pepper, you sound good, but you too busy, boo. You got to stop doing all them runs in the bass. That's not going to make the record. And now a lot of young guys think simple is corny. Simple will fill your resume up. Simple will get you a legacy. Simple will pay your bills. Playing runs will get you a bunch of followers, but you'll have an empty resume.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Bro, you spoke the truth there. Offering time.
Wow.
We have some comments. Carolyn Smith is joining us from Killeen, Texas. She says, good afternoon. Hello, Carolyn. Also, Patrick says, yes, this is the gentleman that talked about the New Age positive gospel. He says, yes, the suffering and misery, going through it, gospel. And then he says, Kanye West was a breath of fresh air. Really? And then he says, he is crazy, but makes great, positive, inspirational music.
Okay. And
then he says, Lecrae is great as well. And Carolyn says, you mean let the spirit flow?
I don't know. I know Kanye did make some inspirational music. The pastor preached a great sermon a few weeks ago, judge not, that ye be not judged. So we got to be careful how we respond to people. But I don't know what she mean by let the spirit flow.
I think it was what you were saying. I don't think it had anything to do with what PJ was saying.
Yeah.
I think she was saying what Mark and you were talking about.
Yeah, Mark needs his own podcast.
Mark
is talking some stuff, boy.
Look at Mark A. Walker.
No, we got Reggie Parker here, so you won't know when next time we'll be able to catch you, bro. You're giving us a lot of stuff, so you got me a little happy over here. So I appreciate that.
We got to talk the truth. That's the problem these days. Nobody want to hear the truth. Everybody want to be praise and worship. Mark, you're the greatest ever. You play everything you post. You busy as heck, but you're the greatest bass player ever. Don't even make sense. What makes sense is, Mark, you sound dope, bro, but you got to reel it in. You a little too busy, man. A lot of people these days don't have a mentor. And, back in my time, Mark, musical directors were great mentors, because you couldn't come in there with all that busy stuff. They tell you, like, Pepper, that's the wrong note. What are you singing? Bro, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna get another bass player in here. And that's the thing. There's no consequences now. How can you How can you have a school and there's no consequences? People wear anything they want, say anything they want, do anything they want as many times as they want, and there's no consequences. That's where we are musically right now. Because everybody's sensitive.
Right.
So I don't know how you fix that. Maybe your guys can, somebody on one of you guys can say how we fix that.
You want to take a stab at it, Mike?
No, we let Pepper handle that. She get them straight.
It's accountability. It's accountability. Accountability.
Well, through accountability from who?
Yeah.
Well, there's always I shared it before, and you know, when I'm talking to younger musicians, I say if I passed away, yeah, you church would be sad, but somebody would come in and fill the void, or fill a position. Any of us can be replaced at any given time, and it's best for us to tell you now versus God tell you later. And sometimes God's way of shutting you down isn't always death, but if you don't have a humble heart and you can't be told what to do, then you're not supposed to be here. Every now and then we're asked to do something that we're uncomfortable with or we may disagree with, but for the overall projection of what we're trying to accomplish, sometimes we need less from you for it to work.
Right.
And I shared that with a musician who asked me when I did, I think it was Shirley Caesar's Christmas record. And he was like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I said, because the producer, Stephen Ford, wanted something simple. He wanted the song to allow Shirley Caesar to it's her CD. So we need to focus on who she is. Now, there's other projects, but I'll use her as an example. I said, so this wasn't about me flexing so I can tell everybody I played this or played this on the song. I said, but sometimes you got to do what you're told to do and be okay with it. And I said, man, I was okay playing whole notes. I'm a bass player. I love playing whole notes. I'm not insulted because the keyboard player or the guitar player got solos and I didn't. I'm okay with that. I did my job. My job was to make sure me and the drummer locked and there was a form of foundation there. That was what we were supposed to accomplish. So we accomplished that.
I worked with Stephen.
She enjoyed the record. And I said, sometimes not about you being the star. You can't solo every project or every song. And so one singer who didn't understand that, and I'll share this with you real quick. So she was trying to understand that this was a well-known gospel singer. Well, I'm not understanding why do we have a problem with this piano player? And I said, well, do you know what call and response is? She said, of course I do. So imagine you singing a song and there's a background singer doing call and response throughout the whole song, throughout the whole night. She said, oh my God, that would be horrible. I said, that's what your keyboard player is doing right now. He's doing call and response on every song throughout the whole song. He's not playing his part.
Right.
And see, we all have parts to play. And I say all that to say that sometimes you have a part to play and sometimes that part doesn't allow you to be the one to shine or to be seen. And you got to be okay with it. And that's where we are with a lot of our talented musicians. They play better than most that we've heard. They I should say they groom quick on the instrument, so therefore they felt some, not all, just some feel like they should be in charge. They feel like they should be heard, and so I mean that's just, you know, as I say, I won't go into it that much deeper, but that's the issue because they're basing their talent on where they think they should be, position wise, and in church we bow to Jesus Christ.
But you brought up
you do what you're told to do, and end the story.
You brought up Stephen Ford. We miss musical directors like him. Stephen Ford, if you work with him in the studio, it's going to be one of the most memorable things of your career because you're going to earn every penny you get paid. When I played on Marette Brown Clark's Breaking the Day with Jeff Lowe, Jeff Lowe, the one that hooked me up with that. And when we got to that song, he said, all right, Parker, listen, I'm going to go on lunch. When I come back, I'm expecting you to come up with a bass line for this song, an intro. So I had to come up with an intro. I said, wow, this guy's really putting me on the spot. I knew if I couldn't do it, he was going to get somebody else. So I said, wow, I got like 45 minutes to come up with something. But I did it. And you never know, Mike. you don't know when you're going to be put on the spot. And I think a lot of these talented people today aren't be put on the spot. They aren't
Right.
being challenged. They aren't being pushed. They just allowed to run amok and do what they want. And that's hurting them. Yes, they can play. Yes, they're phenomenal. But at some point, you got to be challenged. You got to like, Mark, I bet you can't come up with a dope bass line for this song. You know, talking trash is a good thing. It brings out the best of you. I'm the king at talking trash. Back in the day with Jeff Lowe Davis and Melvin Crispo, well, you better have thick skin. If you came around us, you was going to get the business. And nowadays, you can't joke with them. They take everything so serious.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I'll tell you know something else, Reggie, real quick, because I know Pepper wants to get in here. As a singer or vocalist, I'm like not the greatest singer in the world. Don't claim to be, never will be. But every singer, with who you are, everybody doesn't have to do a run. Sometimes you just want to just sing a song, and it's more effective just singing that song. Now it seems like everybody wants to be a runner. And for what? I want to hear the words. I want to hear, there's certain things I just want to hear, the tone.
Yeah, I want to hear your tone. Just sing the song with your tone.
Sing it.
Lila Hathaway could sing the alphabet song with no ad-libs and be killing.
Absolutely.
Just from her tone. Now,
absolutely.
I was talking that about people about the difference between her and Kim Burrell.
Woo.
Kim Burrell relies on that run to get your attention.
Right.
Lila Hathaway can sing a song
straight ahead,
straight as a ruler.
Yes, sir.
And you say, "Yo, who is that?" Well, you'll know
exactly.
But she's, if you listen to her some headphones and wait, her voice is butter.
Really is. I mean, listen at those vocalists like the Marvin Gayes back in the day. I mean, you had some great vocalists. Donny Hathaway. They weren't doing all these runs.
They were just using their tone.
You know, Johnny Hartman in jazz.
Wow.
You know, Joe Williams. There's a whole bunch of these singers, man. And
Al Green.
Today it's like, and right. Today, all of the vocalists to me, and I'm not throwing any shade, you know. I mean, you are who you are. I'm happy for what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing, you know. But it's, you know, but back then, you could just put the record on and name that tune as soon as it got. I know who that person is right away. You knew just who it is. Now it's you hear all these tenors, you know, and that's all I'm hearing. It's like, where are the
Sopranos?
Yeah, the sopranos. And where are the basses and the choirs?
Wow.
Everyone is high.
Choirs are going, man. They got to come. Choirs got to come back. If you want the church to come back, you got to
right.
Go.
Wow.
You can't have just a bunch of praise worship people. That experiment failed. All right, time to move on.
Well, Patrick says there is the live show and the album recording. Yes, you have more flexibility in the live set. And that's if they can sing live.
Well, you got to get the album. The album the blueprint has to be created. Once that blueprint is created, see, that's the thing now with these young artists, young musicians, Mark, now, they're not creating blueprints. They're following blueprints. There's a difference.
Wow.
Wow. No, you're right.
There's a difference, brother. If I give you a blueprint, follow this right here. This is the easiest thing. Okay, I play this, I play that. All right, cool. There you go. But when there's no blueprint, this is the song right here. You gotta make this into a Rembrandt.
Wow.
And these guys they're not doing that, man. They'll play a song, they'll kill it, but it's a cover tune. The blueprint was already there for you to follow. Now I need you to create your own Rembrandt. That's when it gets silent and you hear the crickets. And that's a problem if you ever want a music to come back on an iconic level. You have to start creating. You have to stop the duplicating. Yes, you can sing like Donny Hathaway, write your own song and be yourself.
Right.
And that's what's missing because no one's being challenged. It's everybody's sensitive. So you can't say that to them. Sometimes, do you think Michael Jordan came in the league and wasn't told, yo, bro, you're going to have to improve on your free throws or your jump shot if you ever want to be good? You think LeBron came in and didn't hear from somebody who was giving him the business? You better get your butt in that gym and do this and do that. They listen, and that's why they're iconic right now. And there's some singers, musicians out there right now, they're not listening. And that's keeping them from going to the next level. They would stay on the 5th floor the rest of their musical career and miss out on the opportunity to be in the penthouse because they listened to what Michael Upshaw told them. And that's the problem. A lot of people egos is preventing them from ever getting to that highest possibility in their life.
Right.
Well, it's something that you wrote on the bottom of your email that I thought was interesting. You can't be a star if you're scared of heights.
Wow.
So then I looked up scared, right? Because I was like, scared or afraid. So I looked up scared, and it says a state of fear, nervousness, or panic.
No, a lot of people want attention, Pepper, but they can't handle it when they get it. A lot of people want attention, and then when they get it, they have nothing to say. A lot of musicians are looking for attention, but if you put them in a situation like Mark and myself has been in the studio, they're going to crash and they're going to burn real quick because you're going to learn real quick, wow, this person is not ready yet. I've had plenty of people sing on my records in the studio, and they was like, what in the world are you doing on that mic? You know, somebody recommended them, and it was a waste of my time, waste of money. You know, musicians that play on records, you should just use the A-team. The A-team has the experience. They're going to give you the best the song could be. Everybody couldn't have played with Love Fellowship. Everybody couldn't have played Total Praise like Mark did because they weren't built for that. You got to be built for this. A lot of people, you know, social media gives everybody a page to be seen. It doesn't mean that you're ready to be on the musical scene. Because you got to be ready for your moment out here. It's not a joke. All these songs I played on, it didn't happen, you know, by accident. I was ready. God put me there. I was ready. I practiced. I showed God I'm ready. He knew that. God don't make mistakes. I had a bass player say, oh, well, if I had the opportunity to play for Love Fellowship, I would have did the same thing. I said, bro, you telling me from them videos that you got on your page, you would have did what I did? I said, come on, stop it, bro.
Okay, so Reggie, 6-string or 4-string or 6-string?
4 strings for life.
Okay.
For life. Mark is a 5 or 6 string. I'm 4.
I'm 5. I'm only 5. I'm only doing 5, man. 6-string getting away the guitar players.
Yeah,
You'll never see me with a 6-string bass. I'll always be 5, and it was for the low B, so the low notes, so the piano player didn't have to use his left hand.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Forever. I can care less about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I've always been that way. Even when I came up, all the bass players around me had a 5 or 6 string. I said, that's beautiful. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my force. You see right here. I don't need no other bass. So
it's
just something I love, Pepper. I just
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Something else that you said is once you become who you are, it's almost impossible to change.
Powerful, right?
Yeah, powerful.
I mean, let's think about it, all of us, you three, Mark, Pepper, and Mike. When you became 18, you were basically who you were, who you are now. Your personality is the same. Imagine trying to change your personality after 10 years of living with that personality. It's almost impossible. And a lot of these musicians today, 10 years ago, they picked their instrument up because social media was popping and they wanted attention. Drummers started getting so busy, Mark, and not really making any sense. Bass players was all over the place, not learning the real way to play. And now that's what happened. It's a mess.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, people need mentors. You know, if I want to start a podcast, I need someone to lead me and tell me, don't do this, do that. Make sure you don't do this. Make sure you do that. Make sure you want somebody in your corner to direct. You know, you don't want to just have to do it on your own. And it's no shade. It's just stop being so sensitive. You know, I don't know why I wrote a song called "So Sensitive." You know, you got to be ready to hear the truth.
Yeah. And
a lot of people aren't ready to hear the truth, but that truth can really, man, it could just open up so many doors for you. You know, even our kids today are sensitive. You got to be careful because I'm straightforward. My wife is, you know, she approaches it different. I'm the one that say something crazy, so I got to work on. You know, sometimes you got to be. Yeah, you got to be careful how you say certain things. I'm so old school, Mark. It's ridiculous.
Well, I want to play your latest song because I know you got to go. You got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But I wanna read something that you said in reference to this song. You said, no matter how much the genre of gospel changes, we can never forget the beauty and genius of hymns. There are some of the greatest songs ever written.
Yep.
This one is my favorite, and one that my parents love to hear and play at our home church, Wayside Baptist. This is dedicated to the memory of the late Reverend Joe L. Parker and the late Francis Parker. I made sure that the arrangement and every melody and groove was on the highest level of my personal music at bar just for them, my personal musical bar just for them.
Don't make me cry.
Well, I was going to play a song where your daddy was on there, Wade in the Water.
Water, yeah.
And I was going to play it, but then I was like, well, I ain't got time to play it because he got to go.
Well, my parents were my biggest fans. They really pushed me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. I want people to hear, and it's okay for you to cry. I want people to hear your dad.
Yeah.
I really do, because the song is powerful. And listen, and I think it's an honor. I have my dad's voice. My dad was a gospel quartet singer. So I have songs, I have voices, and I think it's great that you captured your dad's voice because you can always hear it. So everyone, this is Wade in the Water with Reggie Parker's dad. You will hear him in the background. And of course, you will hear Reggie on the bass. Okay, if I can just hold on. Let's see.
So what people talk about you, so what they say bad things about you, you ought to be worried about, is it true? Is it true? If it's not true, don't worry about it. If it is true, then you ought to do something about it. Because if you allow it, it can rob you of any positiveness in your life. Am I right? Amen. I know they saying some things about me, but that's all right. I can handle it. By the grace of God, by my faith in God, I can deal with it, Sister Williams, because I know who I serve. The devil has tried to overcome you. He's tried to usurp what you tried to do. There were people in your life that tried to destroy you and your faith. But God wouldn't let it. God wouldn't let it have the impact on your life that will destroy you. You don't internalize everything that comes in your life. You don't let everything that comes in your life destroy you. Some things God let it roll off your back. Some things God let it pass over your head. It's God who's keeping you. That's who it is. It's God who's keeping you. Those of you who bring and breathe in and take in all of the negative stuff, you're the sad ones. Oh, yes, you are. You are the sad one. You ain't got no joy in your life because you're allowing external garbage to burden you and twist your mind and steal your joy and take your smile and take the joy out of your heart. You got to learn how to lean and let it roll off your back. You got to learn to let it pass over your head. Because if you allow it, it can rob you of any positiveness in your life. Am I right? So what people talk about you, so what they say bad things about you, you ought to be worried about, is it true? Is it true? If it's not true, don't worry about it. If it is true, then you ought to do something about it. Oh, y'all help me out a little bit. I'm going to leave you alone.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, powerful. That's powerful, bro. Ooh, that's powerful.
That's powerful. And my dad would always tell me, daughter, is it true what they said? Because I would come home going, ah! He says, is it true? And I go, no. And he says, why are you worrying about it?
Wow.
Why are you worrying about it? If it's true, then hey, it's true. But if it's not true, who cares?
Tell people that all the time. If it ain't true, don't worry about it. If it is true, just try to change it.
Wow.
Yeah, but you're right. I got my dad on that. That's powerful, man. I wrote another song for my mother called Francis Parker on one of my other albums. So I ain't never forget about my parents.
Yeah.
You know.
How long have they been gone?
My mom passed in April. My dad's been about 17 years. It feel like 17 minutes.
Wow.
I was blessed to have, a strong father figure. My brother's still here with me. He's younger. He's 53. So we're super tight. But I'm blessed to have had both parents, push me, proud of me. And, I definitely feel them here, and I keep them with me wherever I go, even when I play. So if I'm playing and I'm thinking of them, good luck. It's gonna be a wrap for you.
It's a wrap. You be like,
wow. Yeah. Incredible, bro.
But guys, I love this. I really got to get out of here. They're gonna kill me at this rehearsal.
Yeah. So what I'll do is give them your social media platform so they can follow you. Those who want to follow you.
Okay, I am on Facebook as my name, Reggie Parker. That's where I usually do my posting. I'm on Instagram as well, Reggie Parker Wisdom. But like I said, most of the time it's Facebook I'm posting. I used to have almost 30,000 followers on Instagram, but I got tired of it and deleted it. So I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
If I get tired, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I needed a break. I took 6 years off Facebook.
Wow.
That's discipline. That's one word missing for musicians, that D word, discipline. Be disciplined in all things, and your life will be a whole lot better and a whole lot easier.
Amen.
Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for the music and everything, bro.
No problem. Pepper, I'm gonna get you for making me cry. I owe you.
Come on.
Hey, for people out there listening, just know black men cry, because brother,
man, that was incredible, bro.
Everybody almost saw two of you.
You're right, bro. Yeah, that was.
What were the glasses I had on?
Man, that's incredible, bro. That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
My God, thank you.
Anything. I said, let me come in and save the moment, because they were not. They stood still, and I was like, okay, well, everybody go be cool. Okay, let me come on in.
No.
Yeah, that's incredible, bro.
You might get your wish, because that part might make it in. If you give me a copy of this, that will make it into that documentary.
I will get you. Yeah.
Yes.
That wasn't. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And real quick before you go, Reggie, Mark will tell you things happen, man. Sometimes I just hear these. I know it's God speaks to all of us, so just keep this in mind. You're gonna get a phone call as you and Mark, and all I'm hearing is bass to bass.
Hey, bro, I'm already down. That's my man Reggie, so I'm already down, bro.
I'm down too.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro.
I hear it already,
guys. And I got a Mike. Can you give Mark my info?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, because we got to stay in touch. Pepper,
Okay.
I love your personality, and I would love to do the show again.
Yes, that'll be great. That'll be great.
You ain't gonna make me cry. I'm gonna make you cry. You ain't making me cry.
You gonna make me cry. You got to come with it. You make me cry. I'm a crybaby. I'll be like, oh,
tell us about your parents. Oh boy, here we go.
Well, now you talk. My mom is still alive, but my dad, man, he's been gone 9 years, and whew,
I get it.
Now after this, I'm gonna go and put on this song and listen to his quartet group and be like, I'll be crying. But yeah, it's
cool. Wow.
Why not? That's
it's
good.
No good. Yeah.
Parents are powerful, man.
They are. So thank you again. I know you got to go. What we're gonna do is, when you leave, we're gonna play your latest song so everyone can hear it.
Oh, what a friend!
What a friend. Yes. So
okay. Thank you again, sir.
This is Reggie Parker, and this is his latest What a Friend We Have right here on Four Corners.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
Take everything to God in prayer and leave it there. Yeah. Jesus. Take everything to God in prayer and leave it there. All things to God in prayer. To God in
That was absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. Sounds totally different than when I heard it. Okay. Now I unmuted you. I'm sorry. It wasn't done intentionally. So
Great
yes,
show. Great show.
great show. Thank you guys for joining us here
Thank
on
you.
Four Corners with Pepper Thomas, along with Mark A. Walker and Michael Upshaw. Michael, who is coming up next? I know you have the list.
Yes, our next guest will be on September the 20th. Is that a Tuesday? I don't have my calendar right in front of me. And that will be Sierra Grace. And then we're going to have the doctor, Jonathan Dubose. And we have some other guests lined up. So we will keep you posted as far as the dates are concerned. Jeff Washington, he's a blues guitar player, phenomenal guitar player. He's going to be coming on as well. So we thank you again. And please don't forget to watch the Hot Pepper Show every Monday night.
Every Monday.
Every Monday, she has the best guests. And then listen to the Hot Pepper Show on Saturday afternoons on KAZI Radio Live.
Yes, I will have a guest live in the studio. Her name is Tomia, so she's going to be live with me on Saturday. So
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And anybody that's watching, this gentleman here, keep your eyes open. If you love Will Downing, then you'll see Mark A. Walker. That's the basis for Mr. Will Downing. Yes.
Right there.
Right there.
So y'all, we thank you again. Have
Thank you again, everyone.
Great week and be safe. and all that you do. And we will see you back here September the 20th. Until then, what they say, here it is.
If you want that inspirational, turn your radios. Sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. You gotta sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. If you want that golden inspirational, then turn your radio to the Four Corner Show. Hot and spicy topics coming for the show, so let's get personal on the Four Corner Show. Relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. You gotta sit back, relax, catch the vibe, have fun tonight on the Four Corner Show. If you want that inspirational, then turn your radio